Hello students, today we are going to study the Browning version, and it is written by Terence Rattigan. Now let's discuss about the author first. He is the son of a diplomat. What was his name? Sir Terence Marvin Rattigan. Received his education at Harrow, Trinity College and Oxford. His career as a playwright began rather early in his life. His plays had a middle class and middle tilt in their contents, themes and characters. His personal life was rather troubled, but his career as a playwright was very successful. Now let's discuss about the lesson. First of all, let's discuss about Taplow. Who was he? A student comes to school. Okay, so he was a student. Mr. Crocker has called. Who called him? Mr. Crocker had called him. Then what he found? He found that his teacher was not present. Then whom he met? He met Mr. Frank. Who was he? He was a science teacher. Then he expresses his desire to join science stream next year if he pass. Desires to join science stream. Then he expresses his dissatisfaction that Mr. Crocker Harris does not tell the results like other masters, and he finds science more exciting than Greek tragedy, the Amagnomon, which he calls a muck. Then what we have to discuss? Let's discuss Frank's confession and comments. So first of all, he admits and he tells the result to students before it officially announced by the headmaster. He admits that he tells the result to the students before it is announced by the headmaster. And second, he calls Taplow's coming to school for extra work his bad luck. Then Taplow also mimics Mr. Crocker Harris. He calls him inhuman and then mildly regrets his remark. He got carried away, he says. Then Frank asks him to mimic again and suggests to him to leave as Mr. Crocker Harris is 10 minutes late. Now we also have to discuss Frank's jealousy for Mr. Crocker Harris. So he wants to know why the class is afraid of Mr. Crocker Harris and asks if he beats the students. Then he also feels envious of Crocker Harris because Taplow likes him. And in the end, he is almost caught talking about Crocker Harris but feels relieved that it was not him but his wife Mrs. Millie standing behind him. Now, let's discuss Mrs. Millie's encounter with. So, Millie Crocker Harris informs Taplow that her husband is held up at Bursars and suggests to him to go away. Then Taplow hesitates and then tells him to run away. Who tells him? Mrs. Millie tells him to run away for quarter of an hour and take the prescription to the chemist and get it made up. And she also assures him that she would take the blame in case Crocker Harris comes in the meantime. And then Taplow goes to the chemist. Now, on the basis of your reading of this chapter, you have to answer the questions. Question number 1. Which situation of Taplow does the science teacher call bad luck? Okay, then question number 2. What do you gather about Crocker Harris from the play? Okay, I hope you will be able to answer these 2 questions. Thank you.